Warning. We will be talking about Season 7 of Game of Thrones. This is your only warning.
Welcome to a very tired episode of Game of Spoils.
Hi everybody, I'm Evil Zane, and this is Eddie the Yeti, and this is Afterburn.
Splitting up my hosts today because of the scheduling conflicts. I don't know which one will go first or second, but this is first for now. Talking about Dragonstone, the first episode of Season 7.
What an exciting episode that was.
Well, remember you and me talked about the first episode of the last season, and that was a very business episode. This one wasn't so much business, but I liked it.
I felt it kind of got straight to the point right off the bat with the whole, all the phrase just dropping like flies.
That was a strong start.
That was a good message.
Did you get to I didn't get on that right away. I thought it was just like,
I knew right away. Like, wait, isn't this guy dead? Oh, she's probably in person.
I knew he was dead, but it was like, well, that's like the caretaker from Harry Potter. It's like, they like that guy. So they'll just give him like a scene before he's dead or something. Like I thought they were just kind of filling us in with something, and then it was like, oh wait, R is wearing his face.
Could be both of that.
Yeah, but it was like. We thought it was enough that she killed him the same way he killed her mother. Like, that was revenge.
Yeah.
But it was also like, the Freys slaughtered the Starks, so now one Stark will slaughter the Freys.
Yeah. It was very poetic justice.
It's like, I didn't know I needed that or wanted that, but I got it and I liked it.
It was good.
One thing I wanted to talk about was those cool ships that Euron Greyjoy had. He King's Landing with.
We heard about the ships. I think that's like the first time we've seen
there was a little weird time thing there because I don't know how much time has passed since he was crowned. You put the Driftwood crown on him, and he's invited to King's Landing with this Armada fleet.
Pretty bold.
It would take a long time for those hillbilly great Ironborn to make all those ships.
Yeah, the time passes by very quickly on Game of Thrones. Years pass by without us even knowing.
Yeah, and Cersei needs some allies. But even the whole exchange there in the throne room was really good.
Yeah, no, that was excellent. I don't know why it shocked me so much to learn that he'd want to marry the queen.
Well, interestingly, in the books, it's like obviously the books aren't up to this point, so
yeah. But
it seemed like he wants to marry Daenerys. Instead of he's in the books, Theon Greyjoy's sister kind of got captured by the Boltons, and it's instead of them going to pledge their allegiance to Daenerys, it's him going. That was kind of what won him the King's Moot. Was he said he was going to kind of take over the world with the help of Daenerys. So things are different from that perspective.
Huh, interesting.
But it's still kind of the same though. Like he kind of wants to bang Daenerys, and in this case he wants to bang.
So they kind of just
he wants to bang the queen, Cersei.
Interesting. So yeah, they kind of just switched it around.
But he's got this wild, crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of unpredictable.
And it's like he's a.
Well, that's what I meant by I didn't expect him to want to marry the queen. He's very unpredictable. I don't really know what to expect from this guy in this season.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And we didn't see much of him last season, so he's a very.
He's kind of showed up and shit happened, and all of a sudden he's in charge.
Okay, and because you just watched it, and Mormont grabbed his hand out there. We see he's got the Greyscale.
Yeah.
You just heard his voice. I mean, really, you could have just done voiceover for it and have some other guy with the hand reach out to find out news. And this is telling me that time has passed a lot because he's gone from meeting up with last season Daenerys, and she's like, find a cure. So he's already gone all the way to Old Town where all the maesters are, the best chance to find a cure. So, I mean, we got to see more of him. He's not just going to be locked away in a cell.
Oh, man. I was thinking about that after watching that scene, and it kind of bums me out that they're going to probably keep him locked up in there until one final moment, and then he'll probably
maybe Sam will let him loose because he'll need his help to do something or something.
Something's going to happen, and he's going to need to break out. Or he's just going to be stuck in there forever, and we'll never see him again, which still totally...
I just don't... Like, he's been in the show all the way from the beginning. I just don't see him anything like that. maybe he finds out that Daenerys is in trouble and he wants to help, and he's kind of like, I'm not going to get cured. I might as well be help.
He's basically walking around. He could potentially infect people. You know?
That was always our thing. Like, his greatest weapon now is like
you can't touch people. Like, he almost touched Samwise Gamgee there.
Yeah.
I know that's not his name.
Samuel Tarly. It's like, get your fucking Game of Thrones or your Lord of the Rings out of here. Sorry, it's late.
I'm sorry.
We watched. It's late. It's late.
It reminds me.
It's our bedtime. We got to work tomorrow. Okay, well, this is about it for this segment. Do you have anything else you want to say?
The last scene where Daenerys walks into that kind of map room. And
then we only really saw it when Stannis was there, and it was all dark, and we never saw it very good, probably because they didn't have the budget to light it. But now we saw it, and there was dragons in it and stuff. That's what you were saying.
Oh, I just heard that last line, like, shall we begin? Like, how did that make you feel? Like, because that made me feel really excited.
Yeah, it's just like get straight to business. And there's also a scene too where she Stannis' banner with the flaming stag, because he embraced the Lord of the Light to separate himself from Renly, just the straight Baratheon. She's like, all right, get rid of this shit. This shit's done.
This hanging around anymore.
It's Targaryen town.
Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed that it was very like she was taking it all in, like she was touching the table and like walked into the throne room, which we'd never really seen before. Stannis, he lived there, but he never we never saw those parts of Dragonstone, so we kind of got a little bit of a tour there. But it was all, like, there was very little music, and she was just like, it was just very quiet and like just taking it all in, and then it was like you said, like, well, let's get to work now.
So good. Love it.
All right, well, this should end this section, whether it's the last part or the first part. Thanks for watching, and we're back from these commercial breaks. I have to, make it make sense.
There were commercial breaks?
It would be nice if YouTube put the ad, like, right in between this part, but that's not going to happen.
No, it never happens. You can make your own ads.
I can. Okay. Just to introduce, still Afterburn, and this is Solston.
I don't know what points you guys have already covered, but that first scene before the opening credits even rolled, holy shit.
And Game of Thrones has done this time and time again. God, just kick it off. Start on the right note.
The thing is, in the little recap kind of super cut they did beforehand, the last thing you see is Walder Frey getting his throat slit. So you know automatically, like, they don't do flashbacks in Game of Thrones. It kills the surprise, but it builds a suspense that you know what's happening.
Sees into the past, but they don't do flashbacks.
No, they don't do flashbacks. So it's like, so Arya's wearing his face now. Cool. Okay. But that was brilliant, though.
Yeah, and I said this earlier, but I'll say it again. I felt like just the killing of Walder Frey, doing the same as her mother. Which, how would she even know the details, right? But
that is something that I thought of. Like, how did she find out about all that? Although I guess depending on how long she's been around, she heard rumors. Because how else would she know specifically that Walder Frey did all that? She must have found out at some point. There's a lot of things I feel that are happening behind the scenes that they're not quite explaining, and they may later, but they may not.
Something I thought of. Last season there was a big thing with Jon and Sansa getting back to, reuniting.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that actually later now. But it'd be nice that if Arya to join them too, but as we saw in that episode, she's planning to go to King's Landing to murder the Queen, and she happens to tell her new best friend, Ed Shireen. Shireen? I don't know popular things.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's getting a lot of shit for that on the internet, which I'm glad.
Really?
I'm glad that he because I would not like it because I assumed it was going to go the other way. They were going to be like, "Oh my god, he was in it. And it was great. He should be an actor." But it's like I saw a picture today, and if I could find it, I'll put it on the screen. But when they're sharing the rabbit or whatever. And someone had him like passing it to Arya, and someone wrote talent on it, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't take that. You don't have enough." It's brutal.
Wow. Okay, now I might be a dumb. Ed Shireen was cross-eyed dude, right?
No. He was the ginger.
Oh, because cross-eyed dude was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was good. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's nice of them to give this cross-eyed guy a part, but he was good.
He was so good. It's probably the best part about that whole scene.
No, he was the guy singing and singing right next to her.
That guy makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, throw a singer in to sing. I thought it was weird and out of place at the moment. It was like, there's not usually it's just someone breaking into song. There's no bards in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't keep up with popular mainstream music. Like, he's definitely part of that. But he's made it big enough that I recognized his face, and
I didn't.
But what it did was took me out of, it's such a good show. It sucks you in.
Yeah.
And it pulled me out. I was like, why is this guy, this musician next to Arya?
If I had known who he was, from looking at him, that probably would have pulled me out too. But I think I'm lucky that I didn't recognize who he was, so it didn't really bring me out of it.
Yeah, and it was a little. I wasn't sure what was going to happen in that scene, because it's like usually when we run into Kingsguard or somebody like that, they're like, oh, they're going to rape or murder and stuff. And
This is
you're
just
like, why are they luring in Arya?
Yeah,
It's
this is
like-
just a band of kids. Like, oh, we joined the army because we had to, because it's money. You know. Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. While we're on the topic of a ginger, the whole wildling and warrior woman romance thing, it's still not happening.
Yeah, well, it was funny though when Brienne was just sitting there. I'm like, I bet Tormund's gonna show up, and then he just fucking walks right up.
Yep. I'm just like, oh, wish I could get beat up by her.
Oh, and that was another joke on it.
Come on.
That was actually, I think George R. R. Martin retweeted this on Twitter. It was a picture of Tormund and a picture of Brienne, and then a picture of Ed Sheeran, like how he was created.
Time travel in Game of Thrones.
He's like, it all makes sense now.
Oh my god.
But it's like now there's been too many of these scenes with Tormund and Brienne. It's like either there's something going to happen there or stop doing it.
Yeah, they can't just keep it as a will they won't they. A will they won't they doesn't work in Game of Thrones. You get answers. Someone dies or things just happen. Like there is no when's it gonna happen except for the dragons and magic.
Yeah. But there was a lot of great lines in this episode. A lot of good banter, and one of them I liked was the wildlings being like appointed to watch the castles for the White
And
Walkers.
just almost a throwaway line at the end, like I guess we're the Night's Watch.
I guess
now.
we're the Night's Watch now. It's like, oh, we don't even hate those guys anymore, because it's like, we got a new enemy.
We have bigger shit to deal with. Fuck your houses. Fuck your land. Humans versus the undead. That makes sense.
But what did you think of the friction between Sansa and Jon?
I definitely see Sansa as she's starting to become a little Cersei. She's becoming someone she hated yet kind of respected, because it's a strong female figure in her life, and definitely during a very formative part of her life where everything went topsy-turvy, and so it's kind of, I guess, the one strong female role model that she's had to kind of live off of, I guess, in a way of she's survived, she's kind of winning, I need to survive, I need to be a cold-hearted bitch too.
Well, what I equate it to is, and I know of this, like when say you have a girl has a mom and she's sick and she has to take care of them, like she has cancer or something.
Yeah.
You grow up very quick when suddenly like the roles are reversed and you have to take care of
when you become the adult.
And there's a very like serious or trauma or some kind of event, and Sansa went through it. When she left Winterfell, she was just a little girl who wanted to be married to Joffrey. She didn't know. She was dumb and naive.
All kinds of things have gone wrong for her since.
Yeah. All her time in King's Landing, being married to Ramsay, it's just all this terribleness. So she's alive, she's a survivor, and she's had to grow up, and unfortunately, she knows how horrible Cersei is, but she still can appreciate that she's now the queen. So she
must be doing something right.
Yeah, so
get your kids to kill themselves, I guess, is the lesson we take away from that.
And it's funny they went over that in the episode. Jaime trying to talk to Cersei.
Yeah, and then she just goes to drinking and forgetting her problems exist.
Well, and it's
It's
funny.
gonna bite her in the ass.
Yeah, and I totally, and it's like it's not even like oh, Tommen betrayed me, like she's just grieving or something, like, but I really truly believe that she believes that, with like siding with Marjorie and like going with the faith,
Yeah,
like the High Sparrow, like all that was a betrayal to her. Like Tommen was just a little boy just doing what he would do, right? He wasn't like, I'm gonna betray mom right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is her grieving, her distress. It's sort of creating a small psychosis where she's believing it's everyone else's fault. Nothing was my fault. This was a prophecy. He betrayed me. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know why he killed himself. What an asshole. She's imposing all of her blame onto everyone else and then drinking to numb the pain.
Yeah, and then that's very much like, there's very few people that Cersei admires or respects.
Yeah.
And one of them was her father, and he's dead, and
Died on the shitter.
Yeah.
Sad way to go.
So no surprises there. Okay, next point. We were talking about this before we were recording. The Hound. That whole scene
Where he saw religion.
Well, he saw religion, but he did honor the dead when he buried them.
This is true.
But that was kind of more of their faith. I don't know if he'll adopt the Lord of Light with his fear of fire and all, but
I think that would be a fantastic character arc. And he even pointed it out. Like, of course he'd fucking get locked in with a bunch of fire worshippers.
Yeah.
I feel like his greatest fear is going to turn into his greatest strength. It's not the R.R. Martin way, and it definitely is a bit of a tonal shift from how the show's gone, where there hasn't been, like, prophecies don't come true, war is gruesome, everyone fucking dies. This looks like it might be a bit of a departure for that, or just a lead up to another, twist. But he might become a warrior of light.
my curiosity.
He's gonna get paladin levels.
My curiosity though is like, they're like, oh, it's like the Lord of the Light has continuously brought back Beric Dondarrion to life.
Mm-hmm.
What is the plan here? Why does this guy need to be alive? That's my thing. It's like, what good thing are these guys doing?
Even he doesn't know.
None of them know.
No. It's like, I can resurrect him. He can keep coming back.
Yeah.
Lord of Light has a reason.
That not touched on enough in the show. That is a really great like through line in the book with like the priestess that brought him back to life, the guy with the top knot that he mocked for kind of balding,
Hiding his bald spot.
Yeah. Like that character was hung out with like Robert Baratheon because they were like both legendary drunks. They just got fucking wasted together. Like he totally he was abandoned the Lord of Light. Like he lost his faith. Mm-hmm. He was just like, fuck it, whatever. He's kind of turned into an atheist. And then, but when the first time Beric died, he was so oh my God, my best friend, my leader has died, that he just prayed to a god, the god that he knew. He didn't even believe when he prayed for him, and he brought him back to life. So it was like this miracle of this priest that lost his faith was somehow able to perform a god's miracle.
These drunken guys just...
I brought my friend back. He was dead. Now he's died.
I don't know if he was drunk when he died, but
who cares?
But
maybe they were. Everyone's drunk.
But it even showed like the character that he was still. Like they were like when like the Hound knew what house they were going to. Like,
it's Gregor Clegane. The Hound is dead.
Clegane. Why such a grumpy old bear?
Experience.
Damn. Like he knew there was no hidden, but the priest was like, "Hey, maybe we'll find some hidden stash of alcohol." Because like I wouldn't mind getting drunk right now.
You won't.
Yeah, he's like, I've been here.
That story is probably going to tie into the greater war. He's going to run into either Jon or Daenerys sometime in the battle against the White Walkers, or they're going to be a separate group of going against the White Walkers, going to a castle by where the wall meets the ocean.
Yeah, well, it seemed like that's where Jon was sending Tormund to. Like that,
The man with fiery hair, and the people who follow a fire god. A song of ice and fire. Could Gregor Clegane be the prince that was promised?
That might be a reach.
Hey, who knows?
But anyways,
let's do some research.
It's about time to wrap this up. Is there anything else you wanted from the episode you wanted to get into?
I mean, that's about everything. I mean, the only other thing would be we were right about
Yeah, we were.
where Daenerys was going.
Yeah.
Well, it was mostly your theory, but I'm excited to see what happens for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
It can be shorter than some of the other seasons, but hey,
Yeah, well, now at this point we only have 6 more
quality over
episodes
quantity.
left, but,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
There's only 7 episodes this season?
7 this season, 6 next season.
Shit, I thought we were getting 8. I'm being shortchanged here.
That's kind of what I thought I heard post last season. It was going to be 8 this season and then 7 the next season.
But now it's 7 and 6.
Now we've lost 2.
Well, I mean, this episode was an hour long without commercials, so that's getting longer.
You say without commercials, HBO shows don't have commercials.
How could this happen to me?
You'd know that
Well, then.
if you watched it on HBO like I did.
Sorry.
All right.
Watch it online.
Hey, thanks for watching and listening and whatnot, and subscribing if you do, or liking and commenting and all those things.
Click that like button. Click the Lord of Like button.
The Lord of Like button.
Yeah,
that's
pray to
pretty
the
good.
Lord of Likes.
You saved it there.
Ah,
All right.
awesome.
We'll see you in the next episode.